Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being with us. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, we appreciate you being with us. And today we have a very special guest, Jennifer Gordon from Allegory Dance Theater. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. We're gearing up for a busy season ahead. So it's all as you know, the background prep work that goes into everything. So it's an exciting time.
I bet, I bet. It is. It's kind of like the lull before the storm, isn't it? I
Yeah.
know that's how it is over here too at Roxy, and we're thank you for taking the time in your busy schedule to be with us and to share a little bit about your company. I hope the listeners are going to learn a little bit about who you are and who your company is and all of that good stuff. So I'm wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about how you. First of all, Jennifer, how did you get started dancing? Let's hear that story.
Oh my. Do we have time for that? Well, first, thank you for having me today. I started about 7 years old. I was born legally blind on one side and not permitted to do sports like my brothers and my sister. And I was a very overactive child. So my mother thought that if she put me in dance classes, it might calm me down. But as we know with small children who fall in love with dance quickly, she created a monster. And the rest was kind of history from there.
Wow. So wow. So I'm really interested in what you just said. Because you mentioned that you're legally blind in one of your eyes. I wonder, like, how did that impact you as a young dancer? And just tell us a little bit more about that.
So I have a very unique medical history as a whole, and a lot of it has affected me since I was a newborn, and really has driven my journey through dancing. Um, Proprioception was definitely a battle because most able-visioned people use their eyes to discern how far away they are from objects. And dance had actually given me the opportunity to learn my physical proprioception and how to navigate the world because I had to learn how to extend through the arms and what that felt like in my nervous system as opposed to what that looked like. I couldn't relate to the object in the room. I had to relate to how I physically felt within the room. Um, Later on through life, I wound up with having brain surgery and had to relearn balance and everything else like that, which was rather difficult. But those lessons from dealing with my vision and other physical disabilities led me to create a program called Hope Dances, which I created living with dementia. So it's been really interesting. It affects how I teach, how I relate with students of all ages, to be able to find a way that they'll understand what that feels like in their life. So everything I do is very feeling driven, whether that be emotionally feeling or physically feeling.
Wow. Wow. You've just like stopped me in my tracks. I have all these questions I wanted to ask you, and I'm going to, but
Okay.
I wanted to know if I could share something with you. Uh,
Yeah.
so I am also legally blind in one eye.
Wow. So you know how I feel.
I really do. And it's so interesting because I've never met another dancer that was legally blind in one eye. And I've often thought that that part of my disability, that the journey that I've taken as a young boy, that it was kind of like really, really unique to me. But no, now I'm sitting across from you and I'm like, oh, there's another person that has the exact same. So I don't know how you, what the medical diagnosis was for you, but for me, when I was a young boy, I had what they call myopia. So I had where the vision in the eye when I was born was very weak, and they tried to put patches on my eyes, and they tried to do all types of and I kept pulling it off, and I wouldn't wear it, and I've heard all kinds of stories that this comes from cats, or like if you have cats when you're pregnant, and that you can get this kind of virus and then it affects your vision and blah blah blah. So I don't really know, but I know that I had a weak muscle. I had virtually maybe like 10% vision in the left eye, and I will tell you that I've spent much of my life as a young man boxing, and
Oh,
so yeah, and so I actually it ended up detaching, which is not uncommon for
yeah.
us, that it will detach later in life. And so that happened to me. Anyway, I listen, you and I are going to have to, like, is it your left eye or your right eye?
It's my right eye. So together we make one whole visioned dancer.
Yo, together we're perfect because we would have two eyes.
So also, this might be interesting to you. One of our dancers for the company who will be performing at the River Dance Festival is legally blind in her left eye.
What?
Yes.
Are you serious? I can't wait to meet you in person. It's going to be so exciting. I'm just floored by you sharing. First of all, thank you so much for sharing that with the listeners and with me. I had no idea that is how this conversation was going to go, but I'm really excited. I feel like we've got this like serious connection here. So where are you from?
So I'm from Southern New Jersey. I am in the part of the state where we literally get the nickname the Garden State. About 30 minutes outside of Philadelphia and about 30 minutes from the shore. So we're right smack dab in the middle of down here. I currently live in Cumberland County,
Oh,
and
okay.
the company goes throughout the region, throughout Southern New Jersey, and that's our main focus.
Well, let's go. Let's go. I'm excited that you're going to be coming up to the northwestern part of New Jersey. Actually, the performance is in New Hope, Pennsylvania, but our offices are actually in Frenchtown, New Jersey. So we're not that far from each other. It's really not that far. So tell me what your company does. Tell the audience a little bit about who your company is and what its mission is.
Absolutely. So Allegory Dance Theater was formed 7 years ago. We are a professional nonprofit organization with the mission that dance is for everybody and everybody. So I believe in the wonderful benefits that anybody at any capacity of experiencing dance can receive. Whether you're watching a moving performance on stage, you're stepping foot into a classroom or a rehearsal studio, or you're an audience member, you're wherever it is, whatever that environment is, um, it's aiming to have a more positive impact and getting more involved within the community. For the dancers that are with our company or step into our classrooms, it's a place of inclusion, of being seen. And as long as you are there working towards your own personal excellence, we are there to support you. It's just trying to create a broader community. We're only one of two professional companies in the southern region of the state.
Wow.
So, yes, you have Allegory Dance Theater and you have Atlantic City Ballet. And while we are ballet based, we are not a classical ballet company. We use lots of different drive our stories, and storytelling is really a key component of everything that we do. While some stories may be very obvious, there's other stories that are not, like such as the piece that we'll be performing at the River Dance Festival, Impulsive. It was inspired by a painting in my neurologist office, but it was just so vital, and the piece was developed 7 years ago. You're actually seeing a clip of that piece right there, and it's constantly evolving. And the meaning of that piece really didn't become known to me until we performed it at the Jersey Fringe Festival 2 years ago. And it's neat to see how it continues to evolve and hit new points. Even as a performer and as the creator, it finds new aspects. So, along with those performances, like I said before, we have our Hope Dances for Dementia program where we go into assisted living locations and work with their residents within memory care. One of our dancers is about to return back to the area with her dance movement therapy license, and we're looking to grow that program to make sure that dance is having an even broader impact on the greater population.
I I am just in love with what you're doing. I really am, and I think that it's interesting because the fact that you're in Cumberland County And really, there isn't any. I mean, there aren't that many dance companies over there, as you mentioned, and you are so very different than Atlantic City Ballet. I mean, not even the same, remotely the same, you know? And I love that. I love the diversity of what's happening over there. And I would love to come and see your company, in a full program too over there. So yeah, I mean, tell me um, about the piece that you're going to be presenting. Can you go a little bit deeper into what the audiences are going to see?
Absolutely. So the piece that we'll be presenting on the Saturday evening performance is called Impulsive, with music by Zoe Keating. For the musical piece Optimist. And as I mentioned before, it was inspired by a painting I saw in my neurologist's office. I've had so many different doctor's appointments post brain surgery, and as I'm in the waiting room, I happened to see this beautiful painting, and the colors and the crispness and the blurriness, like it just had so much different texture. It really hit me. I was like, that would be a really cool idea for a dance. Because,
Wow.
things work in mysterious ways. So as I'm driving home, the music had come on through my playlist. It was set to random. I'm like, oh, that's the song. Let me go play with it. I'm like, yeah, Optimist is great, but nerves, this is about nerves. So it's impulses. Well, what is it telling me to do? What is the music telling me to do right now? So all of the movement had come just from that. And initially, when I first created it, I didn't like it. It was
Okay.
my favorite piece. I looked at the dancers. I had said it. I said, forget it. We're scrapping it. Throw it away. And it was revived a few years later because we needed something to present. So, let's bring this back and see what happens. And each one of the dancers that have performed this piece are like, I like this one. When are we doing it again? When are we doing it again? And it's funny because with each new group, because we're a pickup company, we don't have a regular company of dancers as of yet. Um, each group that comes in are adding their own personal experience and their own texture to it, and it's evolving. We change facings of certain parts of this dance to make it new and crisp and see, well, what is this going to tell us? What impulse is this going to create? And there's so many beautiful points of connection for the dancers that through video you don't get it quite as much, but
Right.
as an audience member, it's almost palpable that you're feeling that connection, especially within like small venues. It works out fantastically.
So you said something that really, like, you really got me when you said I didn't like it. So what about it didn't you like initially?
So was it was an escape from my typical style. In my personal life, when I had created this, it was post brain surgery, so I was trying to figure out who I was physically as a dancer again. I've never been a turner because of my vision. I am a
Yeah.
jumper, self-professed, flying squirrel. Let me jump for you. I'm happy. Um, and this piece was much different, and I was feeling more of I had to go through a lot of vestibular therapy coming back from brain surgery. And this piece really turns you, and there's a lot of directional changes, which was really different for me because I wasn't used to doing those things. And it just, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it at that time. But the more I sit with it and the more I feel it, and the more my body or the dancers' bodies are experiencing the movement, it's just like, oh, this feels so good. Like it's satisfying to dance. And yeah, it's neat.
I love that. I love it. So how did you so we talked a little bit about how you came up with the idea, right?
Mhm.
So when you're working with dancers, tell me a little bit, or tell the audience as well, a little bit about your philosophy and your style and how you like to interact with your artists.
Absolutely. So, as I had mentioned before, I believe that dance is for everybody and everybody. And I believe that each person has a unique gift to bring to the table, and our dancers are very diverse in the styles that where their strengths sit. So we have a dancer who is a beautifully classical trained dancer. We have another one who is an incredible modern dancer, and we have a musical theater dancer that's with us. And it's being able to, I call it my recipe. is I'm going to give you the ingredients and you're going to add the spices. So, like, how does that feel for you? What is that for you? How do we find the way for that to translate into your body? How do we make it work? And like our class before rehearsal is specifically designed for the work ahead. So with the impulsive piece, there's a lot of points where you have to use some physics with the way the legs are going to come up. So where you're sitting that energy into that will make the leg go, and you really have to use your weight in like unique locations. So it's fun. It's a very fun atmosphere. It's a very jovial atmosphere. We get a lot of work done, but at the same time, it's allowing each person to experience it in their own time and in a meaningful way for them.
So tell us about when you so obviously you applied to the River Dance Festival, and we are delighted that you're coming to present your work for the community. And I think personally for our company it's so important to be able to be a part of hosting something like this. And we have over 30 dance companies who are coming in to do throughout the course of the 3 days to present works for this community. And I think it's so important, especially there's so many companies located throughout the state, and we have a very, very big state. And I encourage all of the directors and different companies in different areas of the state to try to create something where we can give opportunities to young choreographers to be able to present their work in different locations throughout the state, because it really one of the hardest things for us as directors and leaders in the field is to get our work to be seen throughout the state and throughout the tri-state. And so I think it's really important, and we're just so honored that you're coming, and we're so excited that the audience can get to see 30 different companies with all different types of artistic backgrounds and voices and different dancers, and it's just a really like a smorgasbord of talent coming into New Hope. So thank you so much for being a part of that. And how can we find out more about your company? What's your website, your contact information?
So thank you again for allowing us to be a part of it. We have something a little similar with through Allegory. We have our Illumination series, which is actually coming up, and it's allowing, like I said, local choreographers or local dancers and presenters to finally have a voice. And we're extremely grateful for Roxy Ballet and for you and everyone there for presenting this, because a collective voice can only strengthen the dance community. As time goes on, it's a little harder to source new audiences. And as you know, a smaller organization, being able to finance a theater space and present a show is quite a task to undertake. So for finding Allegory, you can find us on the web, Allegory Dance Theater. It's an RE at the end of theater because it is the art and not a location. .com. um,
Okay.
we're all on all the medias. We're Instagram and Facebook. We use those. You can reach right out to us on there. We have several events coming up soon. We're doing Shakespeare in the Park next weekend. We have Last
Oh
Minute
wow.
this weekend. We have Roxy Ballet's River Dance Festival the following, and some great events coming up in October. So we're finally starting to get our voice back. We had a little bit of a quiet year last year due to some unfortunate personal things that I had to take care of. But we're coming back so much stronger, and there's a wonderful list piling up. So as you know, we stated before, like taking care of all this back end stuff. It's the calm before the storm that nobody sees.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm just so excited and delighted that you guys are getting yourself back on your feet, and you're going to be doing lots of really great dancing. And we're so happy that you're coming here, and you'll be able to, share your work here. And I'm sure you'll pick up audiences, because many of our audiences love to travel down into the, Cumberland County, South Jersey area. So it's just so great. And I think what you said about dance, like we're dance is going through a very, very difficult transformation right now, and it's so difficult to afford a dance space, a place perform and a place to show work. And one of the things that we're trying to do is really, um, we don't have much, none of us do, and we're just trying to share what we have with others to try to grow the field and really make an opportunity for voices that are not heard and or voices that are not seen for that matter, that don't get to travel to different places. So upward and onward for our field, and I know that we're going to do amazing things here in Jersey, and we have a dynamic uh, dance community and the plethora of various voices and styles are just it's a shame that we can't get it all together and present it in the course of a week and have you know thousands of people come out to see it, and hopefully we'll work our way, maybe not in my lifetime, but hopefully we'll get an opportunity to make that happen for our community for sure.
Well, voices together make it happen.
Yeah, exactly,
It's been
exactly.
great to see the growth of the River Dance Festival over the last. You've been doing this for 4 years now, right?
It's the fourth year, yeah,
And
and it's
it's
grown.
wonderful. It's grown so much. Congratulations on that. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, we had so many people. It was probably upwards 60 applicants that applied to the festival this year. And, I'd love to offer more performances because at the end of the day, look, Jacob's Pillow does it. Jacob's Pillow has, hundreds of companies coming through there each year. And, those same companies need to be performing in other places, not just in the Pillow, but in other places too. So maybe we'll have one here. Maybe we'll have one in Cumberland County. Maybe we'll have one in northern New Jersey. Why not, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So listen, Jennifer, thank you so much for being on Watch Wednesdays, and I cannot wait to see your work and your beautiful dancers. And I know the audience would like to as well. And for those of you that are coming to the River Dance Festival, you can purchase tickets at roxyballet.org, www.roxyballet.org. And the tickets are available there. And please get them early because there's limited seating. And and Jennifer, please connect with us on social media. I don't know, we'd love to have your contact information social media wise, but we can be found at roxyballet.org, and also on Instagram at Roxy Ballet, YouTube at Roxy Ballet, and Facebook at Roxy Ballet, right? So there you are. And we're looped in now, and I can't wait to meet you in person. And thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for being on Watch Wednesdays.
Thank you. Thank you. I am excited to be a part of the festival and to meet you as well.
Okay, so we'll see you soon, okay?